The Lord is near to all who call on him, to all who call on him in truth. The Bible. Have you ever woken up at exactly 3 a.m., feeling like something or someone is calling you? At first, you may ignore it as just a random occurrence, but then it happens again and again. So what's going on? You're not alone in this. Many people experience this strange recurring wake-up call. But what if it's not just a coincidence? Some believe that waking up at 3 a.m. holds a spiritual meaning, a message from a higher power. Could it be that God is calling you in the stillness of the night? Let's explore the deeper spiritual significance of waking up at 3 a.m. and uncover what it might be trying to tell you about your life. You wake up in the middle of the night. It's around 1 or 2 a.m. and everything around you is silent. The world feels still, but something inside you is different. You're wide awake, despite being exhausted. There's no obvious reason for it. It's like something has nudged you awake, and now you're lying there, wondering what's going on. Maybe you try to go back to sleep, but you just can't shake the feeling. Instead, you sense a quiet urgency as though God is calling you to listen. Before we dive into the mystery of waking up at 3 a.m., let's first explore the significance of waking up between 1 and 2 a.m. In the Bible, many significant encounters with God happened in the stillness of the night. Psalm 16:7 says, "I will bless the Lord who has given me counsel. My heart also instructs me in the night seasons." Waking up at this time might be a moment where God is stirring something within you, reminding you of unresolved emotions, prompting you to pray, or preparing your heart for something ahead. And if you find yourself waking up between 2 and 3 a.m., you may be experiencing a shift in your spirit. In the Bible, God often spoke to his people in the night, whether through dreams, visions, or an inner prompting. Have you ever woken up at these hours and felt something spiritual? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's explore why 3 a.m. is considered a powerful hour of divine connection. So why does waking up at 3 a.m. feel so different? What makes this hour stand out among all the others in the dead of night? The idea that 3 a.m. is a sacred hour goes deep into spiritual traditions and beliefs. Many believe that 3 a.m. is the time when the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world is at its thinnest. It's like the universe is more open at this hour, and you're more likely to hear that inner voice or feel a divine presence. During this hour, it's said that the spiritual realm is more accessible, and many people feel an increased sense of spiritual awareness, even if they're not consciously trying to connect. It's almost as if, during the silence of the night, God or the universe is reaching out to speak to you. It's a time for prayer, introspection, or even just sitting in quiet contemplation. People who've woken up at this time often report feeling spiritually attuned, as though they're being invited into a space of higher consciousness. But what if there's more to this than just belief? Well, science has something to say about it too. 3 a.m. usually falls right in the middle of REM sleep. REM is rapid eye movement. It is the deepest phase of your sleep cycle. This is when your brain is super active, even though your body is at rest. It's the time when dreams happen, and your mind is working overtime to process emotions and store memories. In fact, REM sleep is often when people feel most connected. Your brain is literally in overdrive, sorting through thoughts and emotions, which can leave you feeling more in touch with your subconscious, and if you're into spirituality, with the divine. Your mind's wide open during this time, like a blank slate, which is why it might feel like you're receiving spiritual messages or insights when you wake up at 3 a.m. Many also believe that angels are especially active during these early morning hours, offering comfort and guidance. In Matthew 28:2-4, an angel of the Lord appeared to the guards at Jesus' tomb during the night. causing an earthquake and delivering a message of resurrection. Similarly, Luke 2:9-10 describes how an angel appeared to the shepherds in the middle of the night to announce the birth of Jesus, saying, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people." These angelic appearances often happen during the night, when the world was still and people were more attuned to receiving divine messages. If you've ever experienced a sense of comfort, peace, or protection in the early hours of the morning, it could be attributed to the work of angels. It's not just modern-day spiritual practices that recognize the significance of 3 a.m. Throughout history, many cultures and spiritual traditions have used this hour for prayer, meditation, and worship. For example, in Christianity, the third hour around 3 a.m. was often regarded as a special time for connecting with God. This time has been linked to the death of Jesus, with many people using the early morning hours for reflection, asking for divine protection, and offering up their prayers in solitude. Monks and nuns, particularly in medieval times, would wake up during these late-night hours to pray and offer thanks, believing this quiet time allowed them to connect more deeply with the divine. In other traditions, like in certain forms of Hinduism and Buddhism, waking up early for worship is a long-held practice. The early hours are seen as a time of spiritual purity, where one can meditate, chant, and connect with the divine. It's often thought that the energies of the world are more open at these times, allowing individuals to tap into higher wisdom or universal knowledge. So what exactly is God trying to tell you when He wakes you up at 3 a.m.? Is there a deeper purpose behind your restless nights? This might not just be a random occurrence. Instead, it could be a divine invitation. One possibility is that God is trying to get you to slow down and reflect. In the rush of everyday life, it's easy to forget to take time for self-reflection, prayer, or simply connecting with your inner self. When you're awakened in the stillness of the night, it's an opportunity to step away from distractions and tune into your spiritual guidance. God might be urging you to focus on something important that you've been overlooking or avoiding. The stillness at 3 a.m. can almost feel like a reset button for your soul. It's as if God is giving you this rare opportunity to tune in and really listen to what your heart is saying. In today's world, where we're constantly rushing from one thing to the next, it's hard to find time to be still. But 3 a.m. offers a quiet that you can't find at any other time. It's the perfect moment to get grounded, to sit with your thoughts, and to open yourself up to prayer or meditation. Prayer isn't just about asking for guidance. It's also about listening. Many people report feeling a strong sense of connection with God during these quiet hours. Maybe it's in the way the stillness helps them calm their racing thoughts, or how, in the quiet of the night, they feel like God is speaking directly to their hearts. The Bible is filled with examples of God communicating with people at night. In Matthew 2:13, an angel appeared to Joseph in a dream, warning him to leave for Egypt to protect baby Jesus from danger. The angel said, "Get up, take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." Joseph didn't wake up randomly. God had a message for him. The same could be happening to you. Another example is in Acts 16:9-10, where Paul had a vision at night about a man asking for help. Paul understood that this was God leading him in a new direction. During the night, Paul had a vision of a man from Macedonia standing and begging him, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." After Paul saw the vision, we got ready at once to leave, concluding that God had called us to preach the gospel to them. This shows that God can use the quiet of the night to reveal important things. Even Jesus would wake up early to pray. Mark 1:35 says, "Very early in the morning, while it is still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a quiet place where he prayed. If Jesus himself needed quiet time to connect with God, imagine how powerful it could be for you. So, the next time you wake up at 3 a.m., instead of feeling frustrated, take a moment to pray. Ask God, "What do you want me to know?" Maybe he's reminding you to trust him, guiding you towards something important, or simply calling you closer. Have you ever felt like God was speaking to you in the middle of the night? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience. Now, let's talk about another fascinating aspect of waking up at 3 a.m. Sometimes we're so busy during the day that we don't take the time to listen to our inner selves. But when you wake up at 3 a.m., everything slows down, and your subconscious mind starts to take center stage. It's as if God is using the quiet of the night to speak to you through your dreams, thoughts, or even gut feelings. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night after having a powerful, vivid dream? Or perhaps you've woken up with a thought or idea that just felt so right, it stuck with you throughout the day. Many believe that these dreams and thoughts could be divine messages. They might be reflections of your soul's deepest desires, fears, or questions, or they could be pieces of divine guidance that are meant to help you navigate the challenges in your life. For example, imagine you've been struggling with a decision, and suddenly, in the middle of the night, you wake up with a sense of peace. You feel clear about what you should do, almost as if an answer has been revealed to you. This might be God's way of gently guiding you toward a better path, giving you clarity when you need it most. The same can be said for your dreams. In fact, there are numerous examples throughout history where people have received divine messages through their dreams. The Bible is filled with stories of people like Joseph, who interpreted dreams that were meant to guide their lives. Some even believe that 3 a.m. is the time when God sends messages in dreams because your mind is in that deep, receptive state of sleep, making it easier to absorb spiritual insights. Sometimes, the messages we receive at 3 a.m. aren't about major life decisions. They can be small, subtle nudges that help guide us through the daily challenges we face. These messages might come as simple thoughts, but they can bring clarity or peace that feels divinely inspired. And even though they might seem insignificant, they can have a profound impact on how you approach your day and ultimately your life. Now, you've woken up at 3 a.m., and instead of lying there tossing and turning, wondering why you're awake, this is how you can use this quiet moment to connect with God. Take a moment to create a calm space. Sit up in bed or even kneel beside it if that feels right to you. The idea is to create an environment where you can feel at peace and focus. You don't need anything fancy. Just make sure the space feels sacred, even if it's just for a few minutes. Imagine it like setting up a cozy, quiet room for a heart-to-heart conversation with a friend. By doing this, you're signaling to yourself that this moment is important and you're ready to connect with God. Now that you've settled into a peaceful space, begin by offering thanks. In that moment of quiet at 3 a.m., it's easy to think about the things that are stressing you out. But instead of focusing on that, think about what you're thankful for. Maybe it's the warmth of your bed, your loved ones, or simply being alive. Starting with gratitude shifts your mindset away from worry and opens your heart to the goodness in your life. Just like when you're talking to a friend and you start by telling them about the good things in your day, starting with gratitude helps you set a positive tone for your time with God. It reminds you that even in the stillness of the night, there's so much to be thankful for. At 3 a.m., you're in a space where there are no distractions and the world is quiet. This is the perfect time to talk to God like you would talk to a close friend. There's no need for fancy words. Just speak from your heart. You might say, "God, I'm feeling anxious about something today. Or, I need guidance with this decision. Sometimes it's not even about asking for something specific. It's just about sharing what's on your heart. And just like with a friend, God is there to listen. If you're not sure what to say, don't worry. You can simply sit in silence and know that God hears you. If you're still feeling restless or your mind is racing, grab a Bible and reflect on a verse that speaks to you. Maybe it's a verse you've memorized, or maybe you just feel drawn to one. For instance, "Be still and know that I am God" is a great reminder that in the quiet of the night, you can rest in God's presence. When you focus on a verse, it's like your mind has a guiding light in the dark. It calms you and centers your thoughts. You might even find that the verse you focus on becomes a source of peace that carries you through the rest of your day. If you're someone who tends to overthink, writing can be really helpful at 3 a.m. Grab a notebook or even your phone and just start writing. It doesn't have to be anything profound. Just write whatever is on your mind. If something is weighing heavily on you, write about it. If you're feeling unsure or anxious, put those thoughts on paper. By writing down your feelings, you're giving yourself permission to let go of the worry and make space for clarity. Sometimes God speaks through the reflections we write down, and you might end up finding a solution to something that's been bothering you. After you've spent a few minutes in prayer or reflection, take a moment to just breathe. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Hold it for a moment, then exhale slowly. Imagine each breath helping you release your worries, one by one. Let go of the stress, the doubts, and the fear. Picture yourself handing over all your concerns to God. Let Him carry the weight for you. When you release those worries, you open your heart to receive His peace. It's like taking a mental and emotional deep breath and trusting that everything will be okay. After you've prayed, written, and let go of your worries, spend a few moments listening. In the quiet of 3 a.m., God's voice can come in gentle, subtle ways. It might not be a loud, booming sound, but it could be a sense of peace, a thought, or a feeling of clarity about something you're dealing with. Sometimes, God's voice doesn't come in a dramatic moment, but in the quiet comfort of knowing you're not alone. It's like when you're sitting with a good friend and there's no need for words. Just their presence makes everything feel okay. Trust that in these quiet moments, God is speaking to you. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m., don't see it as a random interruption. Instead, view it as a sacred moment to connect with your higher self. If you've experienced these early morning wake-ups and feel like there's more to them, I'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that bell icon as well so you won't miss out on more content like this that can help you tap into your higher self. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.